All right, good evening, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart. Today is the stock market analysis. Today is Thursday, May 1st. Happy May Day to everyone. Turn this off for a moment. And the Dow was down to almost 22 points today, so a real tight range in here. Again, we've got the compression. This is not unusual. If we go back and look at it almost, seems like almost every time prior to the first Friday of the month when the jobs report's coming out, and that's what's going to be out tomorrow morning at 7:30. So everything got real tight. Not a whole lot of movement in here today. Again, not sure what we got going on with this Dow. We've been going, down, up, down, sideways, definitely sideways since March and April. Just chopping. So we'll have to watch and see. Do we get a breakout to the upside here, or do we break down through this trend line here and come back down and retest this trend line? That's what we'll be watching for tomorrow. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. It was, let's see, what was it? Down 0.27 today. So basically unchanged and little doji day. So it opened right where it closed, and again, not much of a change in this outlook. Still look like we got a potential rising wedge here. The NASDAQ, very similar, right in here. Again, hanging right below this channel line. And, we're still, we did get a higher low in here. So it's going to be interesting to see, does that hold? So if I draw this little trend line in here, is that going to hold, or is it going to take out this high in a move and start to look like we're channeling back up to the upside? I mean, you could draw a line across the tops here and say, well, if it breaks that, we could be, breaking back to the upside. So that's a possibility. New York Composite, nothing new. Again, this was a doji. So again, the market was, across the board, the market was very tight today. I'm not going to have a whole lot of change, I don't think, from last night in almost any of these. Another doji on the Russell. Opened right where it closed right where it opened. Here, so down and back up, and then close right in here. And this is, just like the NASDAQ, got a little bit higher low, and you can draw a trend line in there also. Short-term trading index is hanging right in the middle, so it's deja vu all over again. And on the VIX, we're trending down a little bit here. Again, we've had 4 days in a row, just dropping off, and no specific sign that I could see. And the high-low index, where's the high-low? Right here. The high-low is tight, still in this little channel, in this little range-bound area. And we'll look to see, does it break out, and does it give us an indication? So right now, that's the best that we've got. I'm going to take a look tonight at the social media stocks. We're going to start off with Facebook. We haven't looked at them in a while. We have periodically when we've had trade ideas. Facebook was up today nicely, 1.37. It was actually up over 2 points at one time. So if you draw a trend line across the top up here, you're clearly getting, it bounced right up to it and then came back down. So it's really, it's hard to tell what's going on with Facebook. It looks like it wants to go higher. We got a little bit of divergence here on the DI minus. This one, the divergence is not occurring a little bit here, but that was occurring back over here. So I told you it was trying to bounce. So it's been kind of choppy. I'm not, some divergence on the demand index, so it went lower here and the demand didn't, but actually this wasn't very much lower. So it's a little unclear. It's not strong enough for me to sit back and say, okay, yeah, I think we're ready to go on this, but you never know. So I'm a little bit, waffling on this one. If it breaks this trend line, there's a good chance it could come up and at least retest this high up here. That's my best look on Facebook. Let's see. The next one we'll look at is Pandora. Now Pandora, you see these dotted lines I've got in here, or these crossed lines. That's retracement. So retracement from this low back in November of 2012 all the way up to the peak up here. And it has retraced over between 50 and 61.8%. So pretty good little retracement. And it may, a lot of times that's, what you need. And that may be all it's going to take in here. Let's take a look at some divergences on this. We are getting pretty solid divergence on the RSI and not showing up here on DI minus. And we are seeing on the demand index. So 2 out of 3. So a little bit of mix, but 2 out of the 3 are saying yes. It's not, I'm not getting any kind of signal. So I think it's more of a, let's put this on our hunting list, okay, to watch for a turn. But right now, I would just, it's not something where you'd have the confidence enough to jump in and say, okay, let's buy. Let's see, the next one we're going to look at is Twitter. Twitter has been getting killed. Okay, it's in this downtrending channel in here, and now it bounced off the bottom of this channel, and it's pulled back up. Not much, but a little bit. And we are getting some divergence, but again, it's very similar to, Pandora. It's, divergence is showing up, but not getting a turn enough to sit back and say, now we're getting divergence on all 3 here. But again, it needs to prove itself. We need to get above the 10. 10 needs to start to turn up. We need to start to see some kind of sign that that's going to happen. And, this is all the trading on Twitter. So I think, again, that's kind of on the possible hunt list in here. Take a look at Yelp. Yelp had a big day today, big move. We've got divergence that was coming in here. Now, the interesting thing about Yelp is it hit this resistance zone down in here where we had resistance, or support. We had prior resistance here, and then we had support came in here. And so this became like a support zone. And so when the trading got down in here, it started to get support, started to get buying coming in. And then today, which is really interesting, this volume today, 22 million, that is the highest volume trading day since Yelp started trading. So that's it. That's the biggest volume day today. So, I really debated about this. Is this trend line, is it too angled down? I don't think so. I think it's a fairly solid move. We're getting a close above the 10. And I'm going to look for a potential trade idea, back up in here for an entry, and I'll have the specifics on the trade idea webpage. We'll see if we don't get something to move here off of this thing, especially with the divergences that are showing up. So that's interesting on Yelp. And then the last one on Yahoo, which we talked about Tuesday night because it was a new trade idea. We got into it this morning. We did buy calls, so we've got the 10 above the 21. This looks like it's really wanting to turn, and it did break this trend line here. I think it's going to come up and at least try to challenge this trend line and see if it doesn't move to the high side here. Let's see, not a whole lot more showing up there. Those aren't really helping me a whole lot. I think it's more of the price action in here. This nice big move. We got the pullback. Higher low. Now we're trying to take out this went to a higher high above this peak here, and then we got a higher low. So I'd like to see this run, and the fact that it's breaking this trend line I think is positive. So that's it on Yahoo. So that's kind of a snapshot on 5 social media stocks, and I'll have the specifics on the Yelp trade on the Trade Ideas webpage this evening. That's it for tonight. Have a great Friday. We'll see what the jobs report does for the market tomorrow, and then we'll talk to you this weekend. This has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. Share it, tweet it, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thanks for stopping by.